you're going to say, you'll say, partner with the award-winning Nita B Experience radio show. No, hold on. Dang it, I wrote it down. Give me a minute. It's who? It's me, Nita B, on the scene. With my headphones on my ears and my mic in my hand because I'm listening to the man with the master plan. It's who? It's me, Nita B, on the scene. With my headphones on my ears and my mic in my hand because I'm listening to the man with the master plan. The Nita B Experience radio show, real solutions for real people, helping people get where they need to be. I'm your host, Nita B.
And this is your girl, AZ the Boss.
It's your boy, Brother O.
He always said that, Brother O. He gotta say it in his deep voice, Brother O. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know last week we were off Memorial Day weekend. I hope y'all ate all the barbecue that you could.
I'm still eating.
Man, you know that's the kind of type of family we come from. Where your mama said I ain't cooking nothing. Y'all better eat this last hamburger patty.
Eat that Winnie in the refrigerator.
We ain't got no more buns. Y'all better eat that white bread. And so y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is.
It's still good.
Already.
Still good. Better eat that food.
That's what Todd Trivia said. You guys, we are excited to be back with y'all. We cannot be away from y'all too long.
I know.
Because as you can see, we don't know how to act. Crazy what I'm trying to say. Let me stop talking to you guys. So I hope you guys, again, I hope you had a great weekend. Yesterday was the first of the month, so I hope you got your rent paid. It got quiet.
We got into the third. Joseph, it was his birthday.
Oh, Joseph's birthday was yesterday. Shout out to Joseph. He turned 30.
Happy birthday, Joseph.
32 years old. 32 years old. So shout out to Joseph and his birthday, you guys. We have a very special guest in the studio, and I'm excited. She's going to come up later in the show. So tell somebody, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your papa that they need to be listening to the Nita B Experience radio show right here on NitaBExperience.com, powered by KEBN. You guys can also tweet us your questions at Nita B Experience, because I know Cora want to hear from y'all. You guys can also call us at 682-232-4644. We got to slow it down for the saints out there. You guys right now, like you talk too fast. You just listen slow. Right now it is.
Never gonna get angry.
Right.
Right now it is time for You Nita Update, brought to you by the Next Dimension Marketing and Management LLC, and also Cameraman Stan. Somebody say July.
July.
July. Y'all didn't say it again.
July.
I don't have a church.
My bad.
July.
my earphone went out. What?
July the 24th and July the 25th is our Rise Above It Youth Conference at 7 p.m. 2001 East Division, Arlington, Texas, at my church, Believers International Church. So you guys need to be there because it goes down. We have a good time in the Lord. We turn up for the Lord. So you guys make sure you come and celebrate with us. Is that all right?
Absolutely.
All right. This Wednesday, make sure you go out. If you're in Monticello, Arkansas, there's a Apostolistic 2014 Holy Conference, and your girl, our girl, Nita B, will be performing, as we call it, in the word of, as Christians, we call that ministering. So she will be there doing her thing, so be there, be square.
Already.
Now let's see what's going on nationally. After nearly 5 years in captivity, the last serviceman unaccounted for was found from the Iraq and Afghanistan war. Now he is now free, so go ahead, U.S. Let's set these troops free. And that's about it.
And make sure you get a copy of Nita B's hit single, J-E-S-U-S. You can purchase that bad boy on Amazon, CD Baby, iTunes. Guys, listen, if you don't have it, you got a problem. So make sure that you get Jesus in your life. Say it again with us, J-E-S-U-S, Nita B, holla.
Already, you need Jesus in your life. You guys, for all my basketball fans out there, check this out. The Spurs going to the playoffs.
That's so fun.
I don't know how far.
I don't like the Spurs.
Why you hate my Texas?
Because I'm from New Orleans.
Oh my God, go back.
No, I can't. I'm in the promised land, so I can't go back.
I know that's right. You don't want to go back to captivity. That's what's up. So the Spurs and the Heat, they will play this Thursday. So make sure check your local listings and go Spurs. Spurs.
Go Spurs.
Go Spurs. And that's about it for You Need an Update. You guys, again, make sure you tweet us at Nita B Experience. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit that fan page, Nita B, and also the Nita B Experience. Tweet us your questions. You guys can call us at 682-232-4644. You're listening to the Nita B Experience radio show where you need to be listening. Coming up next, we got my hit single, J-E-S-U-S. Y'all stay tuned. Nita B Experience radio show. You need to be listening. The Nita B Experience radio show where you need to be listening. Real solutions for real people, helping people get where they need to be. I'm your host, Nita B.
And this is your girl, AZ the Boss.
It's your boy, Big Brother.
You sound like you an Omega too, Big Brother.
Yes, he does.
Then you rock the house. So all my Dillard University peeps out in the NO. Holla.
Oh, you're from Dillard. You went to Dillard.
Yeah.
Oh, we did TW in a half. I mean, if we just gonna do it, we just
you know, I feel like I missed out because I didn't go to an HBC.
I didn't either. I just threw TW in there.
We still
Pioneer.
Yeah,
No?
I went.
No. Okay.
I went to UTA.
I tried.
Shout out to UTA. They still trying to call me. I still owe them money, but they want me to donate money to the school.
Oh, you still
Yeah.
want it? So you
TW
put your
tried
checking
to.
in your savings and it's taking 3 days?
It ain't
gonna play yet.
I just don't answer the phone. I'm done with y'all. I got my degree. I'm good.
I'm like, appreciate you. Right now, you guys, it is time for Nita B's Encouraging Minute. I want to encourage you guys real quick. I'm not going to take long. I don't even feel like preaching today. But I do want to tell you guys this. I got a phone call from a friend, and she was really hurt. And so I said, girl, suck it up. No, I'm joking.
So encouraging.
Somebody probably was like, what? But no, I just want to encourage you guys that's out there. Real simple. Sometimes it's at our broken state where our strength is being built. Yes. So sometimes we can be so broken and we feel like, oh God, you forgot about us, and it hurts, and the pain and the confusion, and you don't understand. But that's exactly where God has for you to be, and He can definitely build your strength, because the word says that even in our weakness His strength is made strong. He's that rock that's higher than I, and there's so many different scriptures in the Bible where God is our present help in the time of need. He's our strong tower. We can look to Him. And so in our broken state, don't necessarily look at your broken state as something bad, but look at it as something good. Look at it as you can't do nothing but depend on God, because He's going to get the glory out of your broken state. Because when something is broken, it has been fractured or it's been damaged, and it's no longer in one piece or in working order. So when you're broken, you're damaged. Yes. And so when your strength is being built, or whenever your strength gets built again, what happens is, that God got the glory out of your broken state, because you can no longer do nothing because you're broken. So I want to encourage you guys that if you're in a broken state, look to the hills from which coming your help. I know sometimes we don't want to hear all this stuff, but it's so true. Depend on God, and He'll definitely bring you through. So I want to encourage you guys by saying that. That's it.
That's a heavy word. Well,
that was under 2 minutes. Look at God. He delivered me from that 4 minute word.
I'm going to see you going to do it next week.
Well, I don't know. We working on it. I'm going to have like 15 closes next week. I'm going to close in a minute. In 2 minutes. But you guys, make sure you stay tuned to the Nita B Experience radio show. Again, we do have a special guest. Cora Coleman is in the building. Yeah. Stand up Dallas, stand up Maryland, stand up Louisiana, stand up Cali, stand up Jamaica, stand up Africa, stand up Florida,
Hawaii.
Stand up Hawaii. I'm making a song. Yeah, everybody just stand up. Just stand up. Come on, stand up.
Get on Twitter.
Yeah, get on Twitter. Yeah, hit us up on Twitter and Nita B Experience. We do give shout outs. We are not stingy. So if you got a question for Cora, definitely make sure you hit her up, and we will ask the question if it's appropriate. Make sure it's appropriate. Say if you got to
That's right.
You got to tell the Saints thing.
Because we will be
beep. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Stay tuned.
That was in my
Blessed assurance. Y'all stay tuned to Nita B Experience Radio Show right here on NitaBExperience.com. This is the Nita B Experience Radio Show. Real solutions for real people. You need to be listening. I'm your host, Nita B.
And this is your girl, AZ, the boss.
And this is just O.
I'm sorry.
Everybody else got the same name.
Boy, you just like the Saints. You changed it. Changed my name, changed my name.
With the C's, with the wings.
I had an instinct.
Oh man, speaking of instinct, you guys, we have a very special guest, and I'm so glad that she's on the Nita B Experience Radio Show. She came on out, so I'm so excited about that. Cora Coleman. I feel like I'm on a rap. Cora Coleman 20. Now let me stop. Cora Coleman. Y'all pray for me. It's better than me singing, right?
Yeah.
Cora Coleman, 26 years old. She's a wife to a wonderful husband, Brandon Coleman, and she is a mother to her beautiful daughter, Amari Coleman. She is the daughter of the world-renowned Bishop Jakes and First Lady Sharita Jakes. She is currently working as the Children's Ministry Director of the Potter's House of Dallas. She loves life. She enjoys writing. Cora posts on her blog weekly called Fertility Faith, and she speaks about her battle with infertility in hopes of building a group of support for all people who are fighting not just a baby but for their ultimate promise. She is currently a minister in training. What? Under the Potter's House School of Ministry.
All right.
She plans to continue to encourage people through her blog, writing books, and speaking out about continuing to fight for your dream, no matter what obstacle you may be facing. She does not just have a heart for young women battling infertility, but she has a heart for people who are trying to obtain and reach their promise. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, squirrels and nuts, trees and fruits. Y'all put your hands together for Miss Cora Coleman. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. So how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Great.
Everything's great.
Everything's great. All right, so first question for you, Cora, is at the age of 22, you were diagnosed with infertility due to PCOS.
Yes.
So what was your reaction when you were diagnosed? And tell us a little bit about what PCOS is.
PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it basically is when cysts develop on your ovaries. It can make it very difficult for you to have children. Not impossible, but difficult. When I got diagnosed with infertility due to PCOS, I was devastated. I had been dreaming of becoming a mom since I was 10 years old. And I've always taken care of children. Everything I've ever done has been surrounded around children. So it was devastating for me to experience that. And I wanted to do it in secret. But after my husband and I went through a few fertility treatments, it was almost like the enemy kept playing over my head that I couldn't speak out until I won the battle. And God told me, why can't you heal while being healed? Why can't you help while being helped?
Yes.
And so in a search to find help for women going through the same thing I was going through at a young age, I did not find anything. And so instead of searching, I decided to become the voice.
Well, could you explain to our listeners the definition of infertility?
Now, a lot of people would say infertility is just when a woman is battling infertility. But I have allowed myself to open up to a different perspective that we all battle with infertility. That infertility is standing in a dead place hoping for life.
Wow.
And that my hope is to speak life and fertility in every dead area that we've become comfortable in. And so it allows me the opportunity to kind of branch out to something bigger than women issues, because it's a world issue. Every day we are passing people who are standing in a dead place hoping for life. Every day you're passing someone who's holding on to potential in a dead place. And my job, I feel like my calling is to speak life and to pull people out of their barren place.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Man, it gets you thinking.
Yeah, it is.
Because we're thinking infertility just with conceiving and pregnancy and babies, but she broke that thing down like, wow, that's good.
Yeah, that's real deep in dealing with that dead space.
Man.
With that being said, so do you feel it's important for women to know their fertility status?
Absolutely. I was blessed to have found out about my fertility before I got married to my husband. I think that it is very important to make sure that whatever your dream is and whatever you're communicating with your significant other about, that you go in knowing what battles you have to fight. I did not find out before I got married to call off my wedding, but to know what battle my husband and I would have to fight when we jumped in. And so I also feel like it's important because a lot of the issues that I dealt with was because doctors kept giving me the ring around, and it was this, and then it wasn't this, and then it is this, and I could have prevented losing my ovary and losing my fallopian tube had doctors really taken me seriously early on. And so I think it's very important for young women, young girls, to make sure that they stay in tune with their body, that they speak to their doctors, and that if something is going on that seems odd or seems strange, that they communicate with their doctors about that.
Yes, that's so
good.
true.
Absolutely.
That's true. That's wisdom right there. Because, you know, us as saints, child, we're like, oh, Jesus, go heal us. But he gave us wisdom, too.
And
You know, he gave us common sense. He gave us wisdom.
Yes.
You did say something real quick. You said that, you know, you knew your fertility status before you got married to your husband.
Yes.
So how was that? How did you feel like telling him that? You know, because as women, you know, we want to be married, and you know, how did he accept that?
When I found out about my fertility status, I called my engagement off.
Oh wow.
I felt like there was nothing wrong with my husband. It was all my issues. And I felt like he could go off and find someone and have children and build this dream. And he refused to leave me.
Wow.
He said, we're going to fight together. We're going to battle together. And I'm not going to leave you here alone. And
shout out to Brandon.
That's good.
yeah, he's an amazing
What's up,
man,
big
and
bro?
he has been behind me 150%.
Good.
We keep fighting, we keep pressing, and we will not give up. God gave me a yes, and I'm going to wait until He proves it.
Good. I know you better say that.
Amen.
When Jesus says yes, nobody can say no. When Jesus say, get me on camera. Yes. No, that's not.
Voice, God,
Is Jesus
give her that voice. She wants it so bad.
You know I can't sing when the yes says. Please give her a sing.
And the anointing is not in the place. I told you.
It is not a flow.
So let's talk a little bit about your blog. What prompted you to create your blog and share your story?
Well, like I said, when I got diagnosed with infertility, I was 22, very young, and I was going into fertility clinics, and there was no one else in there that looked even close to my age. I would look at nurses, and they'd ask me how old I was, and they would gasp when I told them, like, you're not supposed to be in here. And so I wanted there to be someone, there had to be someone out there who could encourage me at 22 to keep pushing. And so I went searching for something, and I found nothing for my age bracket, nothing for 20-year-olds. And I thought to myself, well, just get out there and do it. And there may be another 20-year-old who needs this moment right now. And I decided to go ahead and write write my first post about my experience after having found out that our first IVF cycle didn't work. And it kind of just blew up from there, and we're just growing and growing and growing.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. You guys make sure you tweet us your questions at NitaBExperience.com. Also, hit us up on Facebook at Nita B and also the NitaBExperience.com. You guys can call us, ask your questions, 682-232-4644. That's 682-232-4644. Make sure you stay tuned to the Nita B Experience radio show. You need to be listening. Holla. Your host Nita B.
And this is your girl, the boss.
And Brother O.
You need to be listening.
You missed your beginning too.
I did. I can't talk about it.
You guys, for those of you who are just tuning in, we have Miss Cora Coleman inside the Nita B Experience radio show. It's going down. I hope she comes back.
I will.
Okay, y'all heard that.
Yep.
Got it on audio. We recording.
I'm gonna come back. I will.
It's locked in, baby.
It's locked in, baby. Can't take it back. I do. So, what advice, Cora, would you tell a family that's dealing with infertility?
The best advice I can give is to keep your faith. Don't make a backup plan for God's plan.
Come on now.
You must stand on what He said. I think the biggest problem that we have is when it doesn't happen when we want it, then we start doubting God's yes. And so my biggest advice is to stand on that faith and do not shake and do not waver. And when the road gets tough and the flood comes, you stand against it and say, the reason I'm going through this is because the promise that God has in His hand is so big that the devil is threatened.
Wow.
Amen.
Say that he's mad.
That's word.
I don't even have to ask my next question, because I was going to ask at some point, do you accept reality, or do you keep your faith? You've already told us you keeping your faith.
Yeah, I think reality is whatever you make it. I think at the end of the day, if God told you something, then you stand and you wait for Him to prove it, and you make it happen. Whatever you have to do. My recent prayer has been, God, give me a desire to do whatever it is I need to do to get the promise you have for me.
Wow.
That's good.
That's a good prayer.
That's good.
That's a good. It reminds me of, I was watching The Scroll, and Marvin Sapp said something. When his wife passed, and he said they believed God for healing, that He was going to heal her body, but he said, even though of course we know she's deceased now, but he did say something very profound, and I even put it in my prayers. He said his faith never wavered because God never changes. And I was like, whoo. Your faith never wavers because God never changes. He always has a plan. I almost went in. I almost threw that remote in my TV. I came to reality. Yeah, that's very powerful. And I even insert that into my prayers every day, because we go through life. Is hard. We go through life, and being a Christian, trying to live right, it's hard. And so that's my prayer. I want to encourage somebody. It's my prayer all the time. Lord, you change not. So don't let my faith waver. You know what I'm saying? Because without faith, it's impossible to please God. And so I said, ooh. But that was good, so I had to give y'all that nugget. look what Cora done started. Y'all can see the offering.
This is the second offering. This is the old school church. We're taking 2 offerings.
Oh, man. So,
taken care of.
Come on now, you better say that. So you and your husband, you decided to adopt. So what prompted this decision? And briefly tell us the process of adoption.
My desire has always been to adopt.
Okay.
I feel like I have a lot of love to give, and I don't want to put limits on God.
Yes.
I also didn't want to get stuck in the stigma that I had to birth a child in order to become a mother. And so after we went through our first IVF cycle and it didn't work out, I said, well, Lord, I want to be a mom still.
Yes.
And I'm not going to let this delay stop what I want to be.
Yes.
And so we decided to go ahead and go through fostering to adopt.
Okay.
And that's how we met our pumpkin, Mari.
Shout out to
And
Mari.
I say all the time that we hit the jackpot with that girl. She is absolutely amazing. You can go through a lot getting foster children and adopting them. They have a lot of stress and frustrations and just past storms that they have to get through. And our daughter is resilient. She is happy. She is joyful. She just goes with the flow. I feel like God had to have been showing her who we were as a little girl, because when she met us, she just ran up to us like, where have y'all been?
I've been waiting on y'all.
Exactly. And so because she was so amazing, the long process of paperwork did not matter.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, we had this beautiful gift that God had blessed us with. So all the paperwork and the caseworkers and the lawyers and all of that was so minimal to the big blessing that we received in the end.
Wow.
And so it's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience. But the end result is the same as if you were to birth a child. You go through a laboring process to get to your ultimate goal.
Wow. That's awesome.
Love it.
That's good.
Love it.
We over here. I need some tissues. I need some tissues.
Does anybody have a PMT? Can anybody have a tissue? Oh, that's water.
You guys stay tuned to the Nita B Experience Radio Show. We got a little bit more with Cora Coleman. Tell somebody, you know, this is where they need to be listening. The Nita B Experience Radio Show on NitaBExperience.com. Y'all stay tuned.
Yeah.
Nita B Experience Radio Show, you guys. Well, you need to be listening. Real solutions for real people, helping people get where they need to be. I'm your host, Nita B.
And this is your girl, AZ, the boss.
And on the last tail end, Big Brother Owen in his
man, y'all, we are having such a good time.
Y'all tonight.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. God is good. God is good. We want to thank Miss Cora Coleman for coming to the Nita B Experience.
By going to www.fertilityfaith.com. There's a book me tab on there. I'm already excited for those who book me. Come book me.
Book her.
I'm ready.
Who do we got next Monday is our teen night. So you guys make sure you are tuned in.
Wow.
We have
teen night,
our
baby.
teen night's off the chain.
Dolores, Miss Dolores.
Yes, shout out to Miss Dolores. Okay.
She wants to say thank you for having a voice and speaking out.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Shout out to my mama, my sister Sarah. I love you. My baby daddy, my baby. I love all of y'all.
Stay connected by going to NitaBExperience.com. God bless y'all. We love y'all. And we out.
Peace. Holla at your peoples. Come on.
Yes, I cook.
You can throw down.
Macaroni and cheese, mixed greens, homemade.